Hey everyone, this is Daniel from PhoneArena with the LG Optimus Pro, which is trying to lure some of the BlackBerry fans by mimicking their favorite keyboard style, but slaps Android 2.3 Gingerbread and a 2.8-inch touchscreen on the phone. The phone seems chubby and hefty, but it's actually rather light at 129 grams. Chubby it is indeed, but doesn't feel overly so when you hold it tapered back, covered in soft touch plastic in your palm. The handset is fairly compact in terms of length and width, and this generous for the form factor 2.8-inch LCD touchscreen makes it very easy to operate with one hand during the times you don't need a keyboard. The display is with the low 240 by 320 pixels of resolution, which brings 142 ppi pixel density, pretty bad whichever way you look at it, but probably enough for the price range. Viewing angles are fairly average, and the screen doesn't really shine outdoors in broad daylight. These four Android buttons underneath are a bit stiff when pressed, but the portrait keyboard layout is very usable because of this chiclet style. Each key has a separate dome, sits on a separate island, and it's slanted. The left part is slanted rightwards, whereas the right part is slanted leftwards, which enhances typing to a great extent. Pretty easy to type on this keyboard. Tactile feedback is more than enough, and we found a self-typing on the LG Optimus Pro pretty fast after just a few minutes spent with the keyboard. That's the best thing going on about the handset, since it has just a 3 megapixel camera on the back without an LED flash and no other bells and whistles basically. Let's have a look at the interface on the LG Optimus Pro. What we find on the top of Android 2.3 Gingerbread interface here is the LG Optimus UI, which is basic, not as deep as HTC Sense, for example, but very functional. We especially like these connectivity switches in the notification bar here, very easy access to turn on and off Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, and your data. And because of the physical keyboard, you gain a lot of space while typing messages, for example. You can see the whole screen, which is very handy, especially when you're filling in web forms in your browser, also when you're updating your social networking status. We also have a landscape keyboard. There are many scenarios you're gonna use a landscape keyboard on this handset, since it has this excellent chiclet style physical ported QWERTY keyboard. But still, when you're browsing in landscape mode, you need to fill in a form. It comes in handy. And also this landscape mode is default when you're watching videos. The main menu of the phone is scrollable downwards with app category separator here. You can quickly change it into a horizontal grid with the familiar page layout, just grids of icons. The 8 MHz processor here is aided by only 256 megs of RAM, which is on the low side for an Android handset, and takes its toll when too many apps are open at once, for example. Some of them force close, so we'd definitely like to see half a gig of RAM at least in Android handsets. And because of that, the interface here is not the best example of smooth sailing, but it is not annoyingly slow either. We don't have many pre-installed applications on the LG Optimus Pro. The most useful one is basically just this Polaris viewer here, which is important for a handset with QWERTY physical portrait keyboards. You can work on Office documents here, you can view them, and you can also use it as file browser if we have an SD card inserted, but other than that, we don't have any other useful software pre-installed on the handset. The Gingerbread browser here on the Optimus Net doesn't run very fast, as can be expected from an 800 MHz handset with 256 megs of RAM, but it does the job. For everyday browsing, you can pan, pinch, double tap. It also supports text reflow, as you can see. The main drawback is the fact that this Qualcomm chipset doesn't support Adobe Flash, so you can't see the pages as the creators intended, which is one of the main advantages of having an Android handset. Other than that, we have a decent basic browser, which is only marred by the low pixel density of the screen. The camera interface here on the Optimus Pro is just a step above the stock Gingerbread interface. We have a few basic effects to spice things up with your photos if you're so inclined. And these color effects, but of course there's no macro mode, panorama, or any of those here with the basic 3 megapixel camera. The pictures turned out pretty bad. They're murky, lacking focus and detail, with inaccurate color representation, and the high contrast areas are a challenge, resulting in very underexposed regions. Video capture is done at VGA 640 by 480 with 24 frames per second. This is a number the phone managed to hit outside under broad daylight, but the clips still appeared choppy and exhibited some murky imagery with lack of detail, which are downright bordering on ugly. The LG Optimus Pro performs exactly where it should in this excellent portrait QWERTY physical keyboard with the slanted keys, which makes it a messaging machine. It also offers a fairly large, for the form factor, 2.8-inch LCD screen that comes in handy when browsing or typing messages or updating the status on your social networks. These offset some small nuisances like this uninspiring black plastic design, the fairly thick frame, and the low screen resolution. The biggest drawback, however, are the lousy pictures and video, as if the 3 megapixel camera is of the lowest quality LG has to offer. Still, the handset runs DivX XVAD videos right out of the box, up to 720 by 480p definitions. It's an affordable low-key alternative to some basic BlackBerries from the Curve series, for example, mainly because it is running Android with the backup of Android Market, its numerous apps, plus it has a fairly large display for this form factor, as we said. As far as the Optimus Pro's own category of low-end phones with physical portrait QWERTY, we can have a look at the Samsung Galaxy Y Pro as an alternative, which is lighter and thinner but has a less comfortable keyboard than this excellent one here on the LG phone. Also, if you wanna up the category, you can have a look at the Samsung Galaxy M Pro as a bit more upscale alternative to this LG Optimus Pro here, with its better camera and screen pixel density. This was a video review of the LG Optimus Pro from PhoneArena. For more information, you can visit us on PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.